In Milwaukee, if you fail to shovel your sidewalks, you could get a ticket. But imagine for a moment if this is how you viewed your world. Blurry, fuzzy, nearly impossible to see. From that perspective, an unpaved sidewalk could prove dangerous. Trudging through the snow, braving the icy winds, winter conditions posing difficulty for some. The building snow piles proved to be a barrier for others.
Just piled up too high right there.
But the challenges and concerns are different for Troy Hergert.
I have retinitis pigmentosa, or RP for short.
He's living with a degenerative eye disease allowing him little to no sight.
I'm legally blind, have been for 30 years.
His cane serves as his sense of vision, but in these conditions, that sense is dulled.
I'm having to dig in and find, okay, I'm still on cement. Over here, okay, I find some grass, so I'm going to try to follow that.
Waving his cane back and forth, Hergert distinguishes paved sidewalks from unpaved areas, but where the walk is washed out by inches of snow.
And aha, okay, found something. Sign, garbage can, a parking block. Okay, now I know I'm on the path, but again, this is a treacherous spot because I cannot use any of my proper techniques. For 24 hours, we expect when snow falls, it's going to be an issue. It's no one's fault. But within 24 hours, residents and businesses are supposed to clear their sidewalks.
Sometimes passage is also prevented by plows.
Now I have to get up this curb, and I don't feel any way to do that. It doesn't seem like, it seems like the plow has made a little bit of a mess, or left a little bit, so I'm looking for a way to get up. And finally, I might just give up, and I'm just gonna climb in.
For people with visual and other physical impairments, the weather can pose risks.
The snow is still falling, so I'm taking a chance.
But sometimes in the snow, simple victories are uncovered.
Aha, I find a shoveled spot, finally.
Patches of plowed pavement, some take for granted.
Just please shovel.
They are the games. The sounds and sights surrounding the holiday suds.
It's the green beer that did me in.
Thousands hit the Water Street bars.
A lot of people drinking a lot of alcohol with fine Irish music in the background.
Everyone is so nice on St. Patty's Day.
If only that were true.
People have too much to drink and become argumentative, and we have assaults.
Really, come on, dude.
Why don't you keep walking there, boss? Why don't you keep walking? You take care of him tonight, all right?
People have too much to drink and drive, and they're dangerous.
Milwaukee police count their numbers in a roll call as some try to count their alcohol intake.
It keeps going.
If they had a little bit too much to drink, we're gonna make sure they get into a cab.
Taxi cabs. I promise you, I would never drive.
Appreciate it.
Policing the pavement, you'll find Officer David Gransart as he finds one violation
Can't be walking around with a beer in your hand, though.
after another.
You know you can't walk around with that, right? Why don't you do me a favor? Go ahead and pour that out right there.
You're not allowed to drink alcohol on Milwaukee sidewalks.
So hopefully it's a deterrent effect that people look left and look right and see some blue and decide to moderate the green.
If you're not doing anything wrong, you should have nothing against the police.
On bikes and on the lookout, law enforcement hoping this holiday is marked by festivities rather than felonies.
Happy St. Patty's Day!
All we're trying to do is just keep people safe.
The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says for the average weekend, they make 11 drunk driving arrests. They say last year during St. Patrick's Day, that number was 77. In the village of Eustisford, you'll find tranquility 364 days a year.
Quiet, peaceful.
It's mostly a small farming town where the number of people might rival the number of nearby fish.
For me, I'm in heaven.
Unfortunately, Tom Bartnick hasn't caught any yet. The hush of the river and the stillness is one of the reasons he's called this place home. But for one day, Eustisford will throw caution and something else to the wind.
It started out very innocent.
This is nuts! This is nuts!
The most fun you can have in a half hour.
Every year on New Year's Day at noon, hundreds gather.
They come from all over, really.
They're here for a celebration, but they're flushing the idea of a traditional parade. Welcome to the 44th Annual Toilet Bowl, where they've canned the idea of confetti.
Ready, set, go! go.
using rolls.
That's how Eustisford rolls, baby.
And more rolls of toilet paper instead. It's an unusual use for the paper.
Put toilet paper in my mouth.
And there are unique ways to toss the tissue.
Load her up, boys. Load her up.
Scott Foley took a high-tech approach,
It's a leaf blower. It works good for cleaning my gutters out.
using horsepower for horseplay. For others, a slingshot is not necessarily a sure shot, but there's a meaning to the madness.
And it's a fundraiser. Parts go to the Eustisford Fire Department, and the rest is $1,200 go to scholarships in Eustisford.
Ron Mulder has been to every parade. As for how it got the name, perhaps someone knows. As for why it's called the Toilet Bowl,
What else are you gonna call it?
and like most parades, this one too has a king and queen.
This year's king and queen are Patty and Eric.
The royal couple is crowned for raising the most money. The porcelain pomp and circumstance includes a regal plunger and a place on the royal float equipped with his and her thrones. We'd like to tell you getting hit by the rolls never stings.
You guys gotta leave, man. We're getting bombarded. It's a wet one. That one's gonna hurt.
Sometimes the Charmin isn't squeezably soft. But for one day, this farming village rattled and rolled in 2009.
I'd rather fish than watch the toilet bowl.
Now for 364 days, Tom Bartnick can once again savor the serenity.
Come back on a quieter day. He'll enjoy it better.
Jeremy Ross, Fox 6 News.
Things were really out of hand.
Conflict intersected with chaos. The corner of 12th near Atkinson.
Next thing I know, I'm shot.
By the time investigators were on the scene March 19th,
I just lost all air.
a Milwaukee man was fighting for his life. The man accused of pulling the trigger, 20-year-old Devon Adams, was gone.
Everything went black to me.
When Daryl Wynn woke up,
I was shot once in the chest.
he was in the hospital. His scars from surgery and the bullet remain.
They told me it was seconds. I was minutes away from death.
We're real lucky that we're not talking about a homicide here.
James Thomas, investigator for the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office, tells us it all started.
Because of a purse.
Wynn is still coming to grips
I didn't even know that the purse existed at first.
with the handbag, triggering the shooting. He says his cousin left her purse at a home in this neighborhood. A group, including Adams, went looking for it.
They brought this guy along with them as a reinforcer.
And that's when things went downhill real fast.
Thomas says fists started to fly when the purse wasn't found.
Next thing I know, this guy pulls a gun out like 3 or 4 times. He's waving the gun around.
It's not clear if the purse was ever found. What is clear, U.S. Marshals are intent on finding Adams.
You know, the sooner we can get him off the streets, the better.
An alleged gunman leaving his mark on a victim. Violence carried out because of a carryall.
I can't wait till they catch him.
This is my weapon. This little piece right here.
Chalk it up to a commencement controversy.
Chalk walk.
These students walk to another corner to protest. It is the closest this group of 9 will get
Jacob Richard Weber.
to walking across the stage in their high school graduation.
We work for this day, and we don't get to walk with our friends.
People that they've gone to school with for 12 years, you know, is really unacceptable.
That's the punishment. They all know the crime.
Yeah, we pulled a prank.
The seniors admit scrawling things, including the phrase Class of '09 in chalk on school property as part of the senior send-off, then washing it away.
It wasn't malicious. It was just done in school spirit.
The markings vanished. The deed, however, was not forgotten by administrators who suspended the students from their graduation ceremony. The district issued a statement that said parents of all seniors receive a letter clearly outlining the expectations and consequences, including not participating in the graduation ceremony, calling the students' decisions unfortunate.
That's hurting the parents and grandparents and family members. It's not hurting the kids.
But with an air of defiance and a bucket full of chalk, this pack of peeved pupils voiced and doodled their collective disgust, and many listened.
The janitors came down and gave us thumbs up.
You were very respectful to the detective that caught you. I appreciate that. He appreciates that.
Even the police officers that have come by have supported the students, shaking their hands.
Unfortunately, this part of it happened, but you know what? Don't let it diminish what you've accomplished.
As the group faced the music,
Because these are my boys.
their music teacher offered comfort.
Please move your tassel from the right to the left.
Classmates experienced a milestone. This class of outsiders held their own ceremony, exiled because of a prank, believing history will show the joke is on someone else.
I would say the school, because as We have more support than they do.
I think the school is going to regret this.
Congratulations, class of 2009. We did it.
An inconvenience for some, a pain in the back for others.
All right, good girl.
But for Aries, a Labrador Retriever, and Patrick Schmidt, a clear path is a clear necessity.
It's hard to drive in it.
On 6 wheels or 4 paws, both need to use the street at times to get around because some of the sidewalks,
They're just covered.
and that's just in his neighborhood.
It's easier here because I live out in the country.
Now take a trip downtown. The snow near the sidewalks dictates where he can be dropped off.
It's right next to the road where we park, but I can't get my ramp down to get out.
Some of the cleared areas aren't wide enough for 2.
Follow. The dog gets squeezed off and she has to just follow me.
All things Schmidt has considered since a motorcycle accident in 2006.
Lost control of my bike and broke my neck. Came home 75 days later and I was in a wheelchair.
His life detour means at times taking alternate routes.
It's all slush and I'm not driving through that.
To avoid shorting out his electric wheelchair, he'll have to travel 2 blocks because of uncleared snow.
This area, it's not bad.
But other places may not be fit for this man and man's best friend.
I don't think they understand how it is.
In Port Washington, if businesses and neighbors do not take care of the walks, the city can eventually take care of it for them and send those property owners the bill in the mail.
It's continually a work day for me, morning and evening.
Inspiration bit Joe Annis years ago. After watching Shark Week, he was hooked.
That's what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to carve a great white.
The artist took maple, oak, cedar, and bass, carved, sanded, and painted it all into a 6-foot sculpture spanning thousands of hours of effort, all while time becomes more precious.
It's a dead sentence. So, we know that. So, how much time I've got, they don't know.
While shaping the shark,
Start sawing on it, and then I caught cancer of the lung.
a disease began carving away at his life.
Then I caught, let's say, voice box cancer, so that put us on hold for a while.
It slowed his progress, but finishing the fish gave him purpose.
It was the only thing I was living for, to see it complete. And it was completed.
That is, until November 1st. Part of the sculpture was stolen. A baby shark once suspended by a dowel vanished. A puncture mark remains. About 24 hours later, it was pushed off its perch. The crafted carnivore capsized.
I don't know why. What in their right minds is a person do that?
Annis says the sculpture weighs about as much as his truck, about 3,500 pounds, and to tip it over, the vandal would need a lot of help.
You had to have 3 or 4 guys at least. Makes me feel very, very sick for society as a whole.
His hope is someone will return the rest of his work so he can once again return to his purpose.
I can repair this again. I can, if God gives me enough time to carve.
The South Milwaukee Police Department is aware of this case. If you have any information, you're asked to give them a call. That number, 414-768-8060.